This is, if you haven't watched any of this with me yet, well, kind of explains it in the opening, but this is all BBC footage. It's been, from Russia. It's been compiled into a history. So we're on 1991. We started in 1985. Check out that classic old TV title. Yeah. What it felt like to live through the collapse of communism and democracy. Oh, it's so vibesy. All that Helvetica. Bold Helvetica. Let me turn that down a little bit. There's a lot of trumpets. We got a high school graduation ceremony. The aesthetic of everything is so nostalgic. I mean, even there's an 80s an early 90s sort of a global aesthetic. The Mir space station. Oh wow. Wait, this is only about 91. Well, it's not that funny, but it is. But also it is. 1991 was a big year, it was. But you can't look at the Earth and remember everything. It isn't a small globe. You can look at the details and spot places you've been and liked. Places maybe you heard of or read about. It's very interesting to look at those places. And very beautiful, so we spend most of our time looking at the Earth. I walk through Belarus forest. It's beautiful. The forest marked the western border of the Russian Empire since the 18th century. It was where the Soviet leaders used to hunt. The animals were drugged so that they could be shot. I mean, frankly, there's a lot of deer in my yard. I'm shocked you need to drug them. They let us walk up to... Maybe they were doing that because they were drugged, I don't know. But we can get within 10 feet. Like wild pigs, yeah. 4,000 troops and hundreds of tanks seized control of Moscow. Yeah. But, I mean, a group of hardliners in the party, the KGB and the army, had mounted a coup. They wanted to stop Gorbachev's reforms, destroying communism. It's this lady. I think it's the same lady. Maybe not. We come back to her a couple times. There's the Russian mother. Those who benefit from the chaos in our country, they incite people. Wait, hold on. Incite people against the authorities. Oh, yeah. Should only let Gorbachev tell you soldiers take the streets. Only let the legitimate government and Yeltsin tell you to take the streets. That didn't happen. Who told you to take the streets? Whom are you defending and from whom? Me from him? Who brought you into the streets? You don't understand me. This is an ongoing coup attempt in this country. It's unconstitutional and unlawful. The people don't want it. No, you are the coup attempt. Why are you here? You are the coup. Go and liberate the TV center. If you're told to shoot, you'll open fire on us. But we have nothing on us. If we came with a shitty aim like that, we'd be armed to the teeth. God, that's familiar. You're the coup. No, you're the coup. Across from the ceremony, a mass grave had been unearthed. Oh, yeah. I don't think I have to hide skeletons. That would be a lot. In the 1930s, Stalin had suppressed all opposition in Ukraine through deportation, famine, and mass execution. Oh shit, I forgot about the political flag. It was more brutal and more controlled than anywhere else. Hold on, I gotta put on the politics. Oh, it's already on. Well, never mind. I guess I left it on last time. What is he but not? Oh, because the natural resources of Ukraine were so crucial to the revolution, right? Of course. It's technically history, so you were fine. Yeah. Well, it's all technically history, so it's all probably okay. But I will flip away before the blood. President Gorbachev was on holiday with his family. Yeah, you bet. The coup leaders flew to the villa and arrested Gorbachev. They sealed him off from all contact with the outside world. We put extra guards around Gorbachev's house, KGB chairman. Then we cut off all his phones, so we'd have a few clear days to impose order. The Prime Minister, Pavlov, we decided we needed a state of emergency. The economy was disintegrating. We had to avert famine and the collapse of the state. The coup leaders hoped they could persuade Boris Yeltsin to join them. But he refused. On the night of 18th August 1991, the lawfully elected president was deposed. Let us be clear. We are dealing with a reactionary, unconstitutional coup. I call on all soldiers, take no part in this reactionary coup. We call for a general strike. Yeah. Horse racing in Chechnya. I really love the like peeks at other parts of the Soviet Union. You know, while all of this is happening, you get a little, the water is contaminated, do not swim. Kaliningrad, the Baltic Sea. Wading isn't technically swimming. I'm sure they're fine. Behind the beach. Yeah, see? Yeah, they were just waiting. They weren't swimming. Nothing to worry about here. That's just suds. Stop. Danger zone. If a sign says to not do one thing, then technically everything else must be allowed. Yeah, exactly. The center of the resistance was the Russian Parliament building in Moscow. That's how I've always operated. I love a technicality. It was called the White House. Oh, well, that's nothing like, our thing. Yeltsin set up an alternative government in the building. It's a different White House. Their defense was organized by a group of Afghan war veterans. All radio and TV was in the hands of the coup leaders. So Yeltsin's group threw leaflets from the windows. There was a gate I wanted to pass once, and the sign said no bikes. I'm not a bike, so I figured I was allowed, but I'm not sure I really was meant to be there. Yeah, I have done exactly that. I've definitely stepped right over something. Like, I'm not a skateboard. The coup leaders held a press conference. It's a free world. It's a press conference by acting Soviet President Yaneyev. We have the support of the regions. This is the Soviet president and most Republican leaders to restore order and save the country. I saw Yaneyev's trembling hands at the press conference. Yazov, Minister of Defense. I'm used to Gorbachev's composure. Look at all those medals. His ability to ad-lib on camera. I began to have my doubts. Because you were involved and couldn't get out? Yes, absolutely. We will do everything to ensure force isn't used against civilians. We must do everything to prevent excesses. Yeah, okay. Let's see about that. Here's a brown bear in that Belarus forest. Hey, buddy. It's hanging out. Aw, big dog. Brown bear, what do you think of the political situation? I don't think the brown bear has too many thoughts about it. I mean, he might. I shouldn't discount him. You pushed my bike over, didn't you? No, sorry. Нет. Can I ask what you think of perestroika? I don't know, I have no idea. All I know is to milk the cows and cycle home. Or walk home. But there's nothing to eat. I get up at 3 a.m. and go to milk the cows. And I go to the shop and there's nothing there. My man is at the farm all day and he's a smoker, but they only handed out 2 packs last month. I have to catch smokes for him here and there. Oh man. Asking around, even though I am a woman, asking everyone. And I just fell into a puddle and dirtied my clothes, man. They got way more than they anticipated from her. It's tough out there for the smokers. space station shit. There were now just 2 cosmonauts left on the space station. Wait, hold on. I don't know. One moment. He was fine. Yeah, probably fine. Got up in time. Yeah. Wait. He did get up in time. He did, in fact, get up in time. But there is a... I had to watch it earlier. I skimmed it because there's another point in this video where they do run over a protester with a tank. You don't see it, but yeah, you're right. He was fine. Okay. From the morning of the day it happened, the first communication they told us, we're going to give you important information. Of course, for us, it was totally unexpected. We didn't understand what happened. The link-up was so short. They gave us a bit of information. We began to think through what really happened. But for people on Earth, we were afraid. Because if violence began, naturally we were very afraid for our families and friends. And even for people we didn't know. If shooting began in Moscow, of course it would be awful. Looks like a set from the 70s movie. Yeah. President Gorbachev's granddaughter rehearsing her ballet positions. There is a reason for this. Gorbachev used the tape to record what he called his message to the world. Isn't that amazing? What a moment in history. Tailor-made for Adam Curtis. But yeah, the space station really does look like a set from the 70s. Yeah, poor kid. She worked really hard. Everything said by Comrade Yanayev, and the statements of that committee are a complete lie. At least he didn't tape over his wedding, yeah. This is treason. Or that the last episode of Friends. No, this was before that. The decision to make Yanayev president. And all subsequent decisions are illegal. Hold on. 2547 is what I'm watching out for. Back in Moscow. 0 kilometers from Moscow. Yeah, so the tapes were probably American TV shows, so I was forced to use that one. yeah, that must be the case. Yeah. Just, why tape over her? Man. Reality is strange. Got the hitchhiking priest? I don't know what that outfit means. What does that outfit mean? Someone must know. Is that like Russian, like the Orthodox? Over 100,000 people had come to defend the White House. Man. Looks like something I'd expect Rasputin to wear. Yeah, exactly. Not sure. Yes, not sure what role, though. Gotcha. The communist flag was taken down from the roof of the building. Very, very Rasputin. It's very old world. And replaced with the Russian flag. Wow. It's like if Washington, D.C., if they suddenly dropped the, well, no. DC's so small. Yeah, this was relevant in chess too. Kasparov used it before it was official. Karpov stuck with Soviet, I think. Interesting. Kasparov used the Russian flag. This is a priest, a Catholic priest. He's identified by the gold teeth. They were shooting above the ear in order to make the skull fracture. It's a lot of bodies. It's the thing about mass graves. Soviet military headquarters in Ukraine. All the balls are the same color. Doesn't make any sense. I also don't play pool. What is this? What is this? Where are we? What are you doing, my guy? It's communist pool? Ah, okay. All balls are equal, yeah. That's it. The tension is slightly diminished. But they are like wounded animals. Their actions are unpredictable. They can attack for no reason. All balls are equal.
Оттуда перебежчики уже нам сообщили, насколько детально было расписано, как, скажем, брать Белый дом.
Oh, Deseret News is
Это специальная группа,
fine. I mean,
группа А 7-го управления
it's
КГБ.
Okay. Deseret is this is a Utah news site. There's, I'm assuming that this is real, like a real news site. Deseret News is, I believe, a real news organization. Utah, the state, is full of Mormons. That's why church news. Utah is like an overwhelmingly Mormon. Yeah. Anyway, Salt Lake City, but Deseret News, church news, Utah, Mormons. Anyway, yeah. Huh. World champion Garry Kasparov said his decision to not play under the Soviet flag when he defends the title stems from his view that the flag has come to represent oppression and tyranny, even under the rule of President Mikhail Gorbachev. Kasparov has spurned the communist flag with its hammer and sickle in favor of the white, blue, and red colors of the Russian Republic. Interesting. I began my defense of the World Championship at a time when my country is in a condition of turmoil and despair, Kasparov said in a telephone interview from his suite at the Regency Hotel. I am terribly pained and distracted by the chaos of my homeland, the result of 73 years of communist dictatorship. I even wonder about my playing chess for 3 months, living in luxury while my fellow citizens must struggle each day to find food, with the rule of law breaking down around them. As a result, he continued, I have decided not to play the match under the communist flag, which to me represents oppression and tyranny, but instead under the white, blue, and red Russian Republic flag, which today in my country has become a symbol of protest and hope for the future. Kasparov explains that his decision to keep the Russian Republic flag next to him at the chess table was not because he identified with Russian nationalism, but because he viewed the Russian Republic as the only vehicle for real change in the Soviet Union. Boris Yeltsin, a radical reformer who was recently elected president of the Russian Republic, represents the Russian Democrats, he said. Kasparov made clear that his gesture was aimed at the current communist leadership under Gorbachev and at his bitter rival Anatoly Karpov. Karpov represents the power authorities, said Kasparov. He was Brezhnev's boy when Brezhnev was in power, and now he's Gorbachev's boy when Gorbachev is in power. Neither Karpov nor officials of the International Chess Federation were immediately available to comment on Kasparov's decision. Huh. That's a really good find. Good find. Good work, Sergeant Major. Relevant. And interesting. So that was from 1990. God, and I mean, I do relate about, you know, when one's flag begins to only represent oppression and tyranny to you. It's,
которые специализируются на этих делах, сразу со всех сторон обрушить первый, второй этаж. Не обрушить, а просто перестрелять все.
Yeah. First aid post. Like, I stopped standing for the Pledge of Allegiance a long time ago. 2013, 2014, thereabouts. Like, if I'm at a sporting event, I don't stand up. I don't participate. And I get dirty looks. Cell for drunken arrests, Moscow Central Police Station. Man. What an inside look. Hello. I was not expecting that. Why? The proletariat does not need to be drunk. They need clarity, clarity, and clarity again. Lenin. Great filming, it was. He knew what he was doing, he did. They're doing whatever that is. Okay, wait, hold on. 2547. It doesn't show it, but things are about to get bad. Good morning, Emmy. The Army sent tanks and troop carriers toward the White House. We're in 1991. The people called on the troops, telling them they were Russians, not Soviet. The tanks were blockaded by a barricade of trolley buses. Nice. The Afghan veterans in the crowd knew how to stop the tanks. This is really cool. They did what the Mujahideen had done to them. They put large pieces of fabric over the observation slits, blocking the driver's view. This is really fucking cool. Oh, the Russian White House. I was really confused for a sec. Yeah, yeah, the Russian White House. As they did, this one protester was crushed by another tank. Okay. They don't show it. There's just a shoe. Others were shot and killed. The tension of this moment. Here, let me... I'll switch it over in a second. Here. Look at Lentil. I looked for photos of the 1990 Kasparov-Karpov match, and they didn't put flags next to the players or the nameplates like normal. Clever solution. Yeah, I guess less is more. So yeah, it's just some blood on the road. That's all. Next to a tank. The crowd began to pull the soldiers out of the tanks.
Я командир самообороны нашего президентского дома. Я с группой своих спецназов Александров, которого вы видели вчера во всех программах.
The tanks retreated. As far as I know, that's the only terms of service violation. The Kamchatka Peninsula, 6,200 kilometers from Moscow. Kamchatka has a live volcano.
Second round, Kasparov plays.
Ah, interesting. So, at least in that picture, they did show it there, but they didn't put up like normal flags. Maybe they didn't. Maybe the footage was aired.
With white pieces.
It's not from the match, but yeah, it's them with different flags. Oh, okay, so that's from a different event. That's kind of cool though. Maybe from the match they did it without the flags, and then at a future event, one that followed, they, with enough complaints, they got the flags or something. It is at the eastern edge of the Soviet Union, this live volcano in Kamchatka. Anyone else drink Kamchatka vodka out of the plastic bottle? Like that's what I know Kamchatka. Nice seals. There was one really horrible one I drank, yeah. That was probably Kamchatka. Well, I don't know. The plastic bottle, there's a couple.
Добрый день.
Moscow. You mean kombucha? No. No, I mean Kamchatka. Hold on. In the midst of the chaos, the oligarchs' power continued to grow. You bet. That's all oligarchs' power do. Alexander Smolenski's bank was now taking in billions of rubles. You bet. Why stop making money when you can keep looting? Wait, hold on. There's no point in investing in Russia. Here you go. Kamchatka vodka. Big plastic bottle. Twist off lid. Can buy it diluted in grocery stores or, you know, undiluted and just as gross at liquor stores. There's no point in investing it in Russia, the rubles. The country was too unstable and the industries were falling apart. Instead, billions were moved into offshore zones. That's familiar. And used to speculate on the global financial markets. Smolensky had started the exodus of Russia's wealth. That neither communism or democracy would be able to control. Yeah. This is also pretty familiar. We're back to the graduation ceremony. The graduation ceremony across from the mass grave. See mass grave in Ukraine. The Communist Party is an instrument of fraud, violence, terror. It's a nice cow. Hollow boner pole. We did some studying. I played like 1.5 games of chess. No, 1.1, because I blundered very quickly and resigned. Now we're on to Traumazone before bed. Had a breakdown there in the middle somewhere. Standard Sunday stuff. Nice. So cool. Kind of sounds like it. I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know, I'm feeling okay. Gorbachev returned to Moscow. He went to the Russian parliament to thank them for their support. The Parliament of the Russian Republic, Friday, August 23rd, 1991. And to reclaim his power. Good luck, buddy. But Yeltsin turned on him and blamed him for the coup. Yeltsin has given me a summary of my minister's reaction to the coup. But I haven't read it yet. Read it out, he says. Dang. Disrespectful. Read it. They're the minutes of the Soviet cabinet. A meeting held when the Russian parliament faced armed attack. Yeltsin rose to power by being an amusing drunk. Yeah. Seems like it. Gorbachev could not escape blame for the coup. Who chose these people? He did. Yeah. And then he stayed an amusing drunk. It seems like that's how he also fell out of power. I wonder if he was drunk when he got up on the tank. I wonder. Gorbachev was holding on to the belief that communism could be reformed. Yeltsin was convinced that the coup showed that communism itself had to be destroyed. He read the paper just fine. There's some really great drunk Yeltsin in a later episode. We're banning the activity of the Russian Communist Party. The tank thing must be what politicians dream about. Oh yeah. To climb on top of a tank and command, you know, legions. Be democratic. Show tolerance in everything. Only then will the people be with you. Yeah, I wonder. Central Archives of the Communist Party, Moscow. It's cool. It's a good thing we just have computers now, though. They're a little bit easier to manage. There were reports that Communist Party officials were shredding files. I've been in libraries where they have moving shelves, but manually moving. I've dreamed of those. Crowds surrounded all Communist Party buildings. Is that what it said? Yeah, Communist Party buildings. I'd be so scared of going into the archives between the shelves. It's fair. Especially like the manually moving ones too. The crowd searched all communist officials who tried to leave. Okay, this is pretty funny. That's pretty funny. The crowd surrounding the building and searching people for documents. I mean, it's genuinely very impressive what the people accomplished when they stopped taking their politicians seriously. We are nobody. We are the people. Then I am no one too. I created all this. What are you talking about? Who are you? I have a mandate. Do you? Walk of shame. The Communist Party still existed in Russia, but it was no longer in charge. What's the EL? Wait, what does that mean? EL-15? What? On Yeltsin? I was that age where I was aware, but not really when he was in power, and I haven't really caught myself up. Election. Oh, explain like I'm 5? Well, Yeltsin, let's see. I'm not even sure I can. Gorbachev was the president. Was it president of the Soviet Union? I can't remember what they called the titles. And then Yeltsin was elected as the president of Russia. Maybe chancellor. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Gorbachev was over the Soviet Union. Yeltsin was over Russia. And as the Soviet Union was collapsing, like Yeltsin was kind of like seizing power from him in a way. I mean, he was elected. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I'm woefully American too. I'm just sort of like, I don't know. I find it fascinating. Fun fact, there are some really cheap and disgusting vodkas named after Gorbachev and Yeltsin in Germany. I believe that. We just have them named after volcanoes, apparently. Kamchatka. They showed the Kamchatka volcano earlier. Explain like I'm 5. I'll have to remember that one. But this is like he got up on a tank and said to the military, "No Russia mine," and so he won. Yeah, that's pretty good. Our toothbrushes are the best. Buy Soviet Union toothbrushes. My watch is from the Soviet Union. I love it. I can't wear it right now because I'm still waiting on my burn to heal, but...
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте, товарищи.
What's happening?
Не работает микрофон. Не включается.
The burn is not from the watch, and no, it doesn't glow. The burn is from my air fryer. I got it at the same time that I also burnt like this, but I only noticed this. The whole thing that is happening now, and then the stuff that happens in a couple of years with the Parliament attack is hard to understand even when you watch documentaries on it. Yeah, I think that, yeah, it is really confusing because it's so big. Different sides tried to seize power, and Yeltsin's side won. Who knows why and who was right? Yeah, I think that's... yeah. Kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, it was chaos, and that was the result of the chaos. And then there's more chaos. Just wait until we get into fucking... what do they call it? Shock therapy? Just wait till we get to shock therapy. Economic shock therapy. Wait, what did that say? Yeltsin supporters marched a giant Russian flag into the heart of Red Square. But yeah, I think it was as confusing then as, living through... By nightfall, the crowd had gathered outside KGB headquarters. At this point, the other constituent countries of the USSR were pulling out of the Union too. No, I don't think they had, but there was talk of it. Like, it had not exactly collapsed, but all of the countries had elected their own politicians, like elected their own presidents, and there had been some revolutions. Yeah. Eastern Germany in 1990. Okay. I don't know. I think a couple of them had pulled out. There was, oh, yeah, Chechnya. Was it? Or, no, now I'm remembering. Eastern Germany. That was only, okay. It's so confusing. Like, who was a part of what? A Romanian revolution happened too in 1989. Yeah. Yeah, like revolutions were happening. And the Soviet Union had very much started to lose legitimacy before this point. It's just like at this point, no one really believed in it anymore. Groups around Yeltsin knew there were snipers in the building. To divert the crowd away from danger, they sent 2 cranes to the square outside. Decided to give the people some... the founder of the Soviet secret police. Give the crowd their pound of flesh. Let them destroy a statue. It works. That's pretty smart. Whoever thought to bring the cranes out. Well, the secret police didn't really stop existing. They just kind of renamed, so it was all... Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was very smart of the powers that be to give the crowd something that felt like, something. The Donetsk mines in eastern Ukraine. There's a dude showering in here, but you can't see anything. I did check it. There's the miners. See, very tasteful. Very, very tasteful nude. Donetsk School Orchestra. I gotta check my Adam Curtis bingo card. Wait. No, I know this is in here. This has got to be in here. The striking miners dancing. No. But he loves footage of... Wait, people in the 50s or 60s dancing. Damn. I'm reviewing my Adam Curtis bingo card. Hold on, I this is disrespectful. But yeah, I love the Chechnya. I love the shots of people dancing. Central prison in Grozny. Nice. In September, there was a mass jailbreak from the prison. Good for them. It was led by one of the Soviet Union's most violent gangsters. Well, that is how that tends to go. He became the bodyguard of General Dudiev, the leader of the Chechen independence movement. Your friend should go straight to Mosfilm to star in the 8th episode of The Elusive Avengers. The Elusive Avengers is not cool. Too many Russians in it. He looks like a gangster. Like he's going to a 1920s party dressed as a gangster. The border of Chechnya and Russia. Mere ground control. All Soviet funding for the space program was cut. Space flights to the Mir space station were grounded. Sergei was stranded in space. When they discussed the question with me, whether I could stay on, I had to ask myself that, do I have enough strength? Will I be able to readjust for this longer stay? To complete the program? Naturally, at one point I had my doubts. I knew how hard every day, every week, every month would be in space. So to stay another half year would be a very hard task. Wow. Kiev. We're in September of 1991 now. This whole episode has been the latter half of 91. After the failure of the Russian coup, there was a demand for independence in Ukraine. It united the miners from the east with the nationalists from the west. Kiev against Moscow. But they still faced one of the most hardline sections of the KGB. It was called Directorate Z. Damn. Damn. They did not like their banner. But suddenly the leader of the communists switched sides. It's amazing how that happens. He was called Leonid Kravchuk. He now backed an independent Ukraine, but he would still lead it. Okay. He relabeled everything in the communist power structure national. Sure. And nothing changed. Sounds about right. Hello, moldy tangent. Including the massive corruption, as one does. Good night, Sergeant Major. Yeah, you got a little bit more, you can watch it. Sweet dreams. Thanks for hanging out. He got one of those cool hats. One like Sergeant Major's cool hat. Wait, I'm sorry, where did he say it was? This guy had been elected the head of the Communist Party. In November 1991, he stood as president of independent Kazakhstan. Yeah, totally. Sure, why not? It's like now I'm Joe Biden running as president of the Freedom Party. He was the only candidate. He got 95% of the vote. Hell yeah. Democracy. That's very cute. Look at that camel, right? And again, nothing changed. Nothing ever does. It's pretty special. But in Russia, the old power of communism had gone. It's such a shame how little has actually changed for the people. Yeah. Yeah. The sealed Communist Party offices in Moscow. There was an ideological vacuum. The first of the oligarchs, Mikhail Khodorkovsky, had also set up his own bank. It's a great way to get rich, start a new bank. In 91, he published his manifesto for Russia's future. He called it Man with a Ruble. Its message was that all ideologies were dangerous, and that included democracy. The only thing that could be trusted now was money. Oh yeah, definitely put your trust in money. There's nothing corrupt there. Sure, power changed hands, but mostly it was just repainting of the existing structures. Yeah. This dude sounds very Mystic Krabs. Wow, very non-ideological. Yes, exactly. Exactly. There's no ideology there. Khodorkovsky wrote, "Our idol is his financial majesty, capital." Totally. Based king. No need to wipe or clean. Just wait. What? Just immerse yourself. As we do here in Kamchatka. Can one dip the head in too? Not only can, but should. People are going to come here and spend foreign currency. I can be the first. I'll make a down payment. But you don't have any foreign currency. Man, I need a hot spring though. Boris Yeltsin promised he would bring a market economy to Russia. Let's see how that works. That ain't steam from a hot pool, that's for sure. Or is it? What? It is. I assumed it was freezing water. No, they were talking earlier about how Kamchatka was there's a volcano, an active volcano there. So I'm assuming it's related to there being an active volcano there. There's a lot of talk in Moscow about economic reforms. That there will be a market economy. What do you think will happen? Ugh, I don't know. We're afraid of it getting worse. There's too much ugliness around. Murders, thefts, people running all over the place. There's just this ugliness, only ugliness around. Felt. There's 4 more parts after this one. I'm just watching this one tonight. Though I do have a video, a short video I want to watch after this that I've been thinking about. I finally figured out the name of it. I tried to find it the other day and couldn't. Yeah. Wait, I missed it. In Chechnya, rebels invaded the Supreme Court in Grozny. They were led by General Dudiev. Ah, yes, the guy whose security guy was the gangster who broke everybody out of prison. Indeed, for whoever who believes in him, he will pave a clear path in the name of freedom on earth for those in the warpath? Oh dear. I don't like the sound of that. Something tells me this guy's not going to be very nice. I don't know if it's Dudiev's group then took over all other government buildings. I don't know what it is. But just something tells me it's not going to be great. The Soviet army still existed. Aw. It's the hat. But they had been humiliated by the failed coup. It is the hat, I think. And they were powerless. This video is over in less than 5 minutes. Back in the Belarus forest. I had a pen pal in Belarus when I was a kid. Very briefly. Boris Yeltsin decided it was time to finally abolish the Soviet Union. There you go. Look at that White House. He invited the leaders of Ukraine and Belarus to a hunting lodge and the Balawyza forest. How'd you get a pen pal from Belarus? Do they even do that still? It was through a magazine. He prepared a document for all of them to sign that dissolved the Soviet Union. There was this pen pal exchange program or whatever, and she was, about my age. Oh, so this is crazy. This is the end of it. This is how it ends. Yeltsin did it without telling Mikhail Gorbachev. So Yeltsin goes, who is now president of nothing, Yeltsin goes and dissolves the Soviet Union. Yeltsin, the president of Russia, says the Soviet Union is no more. Doesn't tell Gorbachev, who was now president of nothing. Chechen rebels take over the KGB headquarters in Grozny. Oh, get ready for some good fucking dancing. These Chechen rebels can fucking dance. In the KGB interrogation room in the basement. There you go. Guys love dancing. We need more of this in our culture. We need dudes just standing around, clapping for each other while they dance. That's what we're missing. Wait, Yeltsin returned and told Gorbachev what he had done. Gorbachev was furious. You bet. By the way, my guy, He said to Yeltsin, "Tell me what I am to say to the people tomorrow." Yeltsin replied, "I will say that I am taking your place." Just like that. Get wrecked, Gorbachev, yeah. But it's like if the governor of California was like, you know what? The United States, what does it even mean anymore? Just like dissolved the United States. After the meeting, Gorbachev retired to a private room in the Kremlin. Oh, that's real sad. His closest aide found him crying. You bet. Gorbachev asked for a glass of water and to be left alone. Water, yeah. So that's the end of part 3. We'll do part 4 on Thursday. I'm definitely gonna need to go through part 4 because I think that's the one with the porn clip. There's a scene where they're making they're shooting a porno. So I'll have to edit that one creatively. But yeah, it's there are 4 more. Next one will be 92 to 94.